Okay, so how does a cricketer go from the absolute lowest of lows, we're talking a first ball duck on his international debut, to becoming the #1 ranked T20 batsman in the entire world in just over a year? Well, today we're unpacking the absolutely insane story of Abhishek Sharma.
So let's just start right there with that question, because it really gets to the heart of who this guy is. I mean, can you imagine the pressure, the hype, the anticipation? You're finally playing for your country, and then you're out. First ball. For most players, that's a mental blow you might not recover from for weeks.
But for Abhishek Sharma, it was just motivation. His response wasn't some timid comeback. It was a full-blown declaration of war on the bowlers. And that one moment of pure resilience, it tells you pretty much everything you need to know about him.
But let's rewind a bit. Every champion has an origin story, right? Abhishek's kicks off in Amritsar, Punjab, where even as a kid, people on the local cricket scene were already whispering about this young prodigy.
And when I say prodigy, I mean he wasn't just making a name for himself, he was completely dominating. At just 15, he's piling on over 1,200 runs in a national tournament. A year later, he's captaining the India U19 team to an Asia Cup win, and by 18, he's a World Cup champion. You see the pattern here. This isn't just raw talent, it's a clear history of thriving when the stakes are highest.
Yeah, just look at this number, an average of over a 109 in a national tournament. That's, well, it's almost absurd. It's the kind of stat that tells you he wasn't just scoring runs, he was relentlessly compiling them, innings after innings. This was the raw material of a future superstar, no doubt about it. But as we all know, raw talent only gets you so far. The jump from junior to senior cricket is a massive one. And for Abhishek, it was a real test of his character. It was a test that was going to require some serious grit and the right guidance.
And this is a really crucial part of his story. He wasn't one of those prodigies who just waltzed into the senior team. He had to fight for every ounce of respect. Senior bowlers in the Punjab nets would actually target him, chirping at him, taunting that they could get him out easy. But instead of breaking his spirit, all that did was forge it. He used every single taunt as fuel. And that's where you see the beginnings of that aggressive mindset we see today. And this is where a legend enters the picture. Yuvraj Singh, one of India's all-time greatest left-handers, took Abhishek under his wing. And he didn't just give him a few tips, he gave him a complete blueprint for greatness. This quote right here, it says it all. The respect, the sheer determination, there was no questioning it. If UV Paji said to do it, it was going to get done.
And just look at the schedule Yuvraj gave him. This is some next-level monk-like discipline. We're talking waking up at 4 a.m. for meditation, swimming in freezing cold water, and then hitting the gym, all before most players have even had their morning coffee. By the time he showed up to practice at 7, he was already completely dialed in, mentally and physically. This wasn't just training, it was a total transformation of the man.
So with this new level of discipline, it was really only a matter of time before all that potential exploded into sheer, undeniable performance. Abhishek started to take India's domestic cricket scene by storm. And here it is, the first major explosion, 42 balls. That's it. That's all it took for him to smash a century in a domestic one-day game. This wasn't just a good knock, it was a record-shattering statement of intent, a clear sign of the destructive power he was about to unleash on everyone. And that destructive ability translated perfectly to T20s. In the 2023-24 Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, he was the engine of his team. Second highest run scorer, sure, but look at that strike rate, over 192. That's just elite. He pretty much single-handedly powered Punjab to their first ever title, proving he wasn't just a stats guy, he was a true match winner.
Okay, so dominating domestic cricket is one thing, but the real test for any Indian cricketer, that's the IPL. It's the biggest stage in the world, and Abhishek, he was more than ready.
The 2024 season was the massive turning point. His new captain at Sunrisers Hyderabad, Pat Cummins, gave him a very simple but incredibly powerful directive. This quote here is everything. It wasn't just permission to attack, it was a command, and it just completely unleashed him.
And the result was immediate and historic. Against Mumbai Indians, Abhishek led this all-out assault, smashing the fastest 50 in his franchise's history. His blitz was the catalyst that propelled SRH to 277, shattering an 11-year-old IPL record for the highest team total. It was just unbelievable to watch. So if 2024 was his breakout year, 2025 was his official coronation as an IPL superstar. Chasing a massive target, he played this
This unbelievable innings, 141 off just 55 balls, the highest score ever by an Indian player in the IPL. I mean, he didn't just win the match, he single-handedly demolished the opposition and completely rewrote the record books.
So, with performances like that, an international call-up was a no-brainer. It was inevitable. But his entry into the Indian team was every bit as dramatic as his batting, setting the stage for one of the most remarkable turnarounds you'll ever see in modern cricket.
And this brings us right back to where we started. The contrast on this slide just says it all, doesn't it? Match 1, a first-ball duck. The very next day, a blistering 46-ball century. This wasn't just a comeback, it was proof of elite mental toughness. It was him telling the world, yeah, I absolutely belong here.
He carried that insane form forward, and then against England, he produced something truly special. 13 sixes in one T20 innings. That's a new Indian record. He wasn't just scoring runs, he was dismantling one of the world's best bowling attacks with pure, unadulterated power.
And there it is, the summit, the pinnacle. After leading India to another Asia Cup title, he officially became the #1 ranked T20 batsman in the world. And get this, he didn't just get there, he did it with the highest rating points in the history of the game. From a first-ball duck to the undisputed best on the planet, all inside 12 months. It's just wild.
But you know what's really remarkable? Despite all the fame, all the records, he's still so grounded. He went back to his old school, not just as a hero, but as a mentor. And his message to the students was simple, powerful, and a perfect reflection of his own journey. Total 100% commitment.
I mean, his rise has been nothing short of meteoric. He's proven his talent, his insane work ethic, and his mental strength. He's a champion forged by pressure and discipline. And so we're left with this one question. At just 25, with so much already in the trophy cabinet, what on earth does the next chapter hold for Abhishek Sharma? If his past is anything to go by, it is going to be spectacular to watch.